The islanders care for the egg, and when the sea apples in the sea orchard have turned solid gold, the Papanagi knows that his egg has hatched, and he returns for the second part of the festival. The islanders dress in their best, and there are street parties and games, and the day of silliness and celebration. Everyone gathers to say a fond farewell to the baby sea dragon, the Noganagi, who returns with the Papanagi to the sea apple orchard and its mum. "Crumble cakes," said Betsy, "and I'm going to see them now." Chapter 3. Next morning, which was Wednesday, Mum arrived with a letter that had been delivered by a turtle. It was from her sister, Betsy's Auntie Coral. Sitting in the kitchen with her tail in a bucket, Mum read aloud from the letter. "Coral says she and the siren singers have been called away on siren duty." "Oh dear," said Dad, alarmed. "She goes on to say she would have asked us to have Floss Grim, except that we don't have a mer-friendly house." "Not yet, my love," said Dad. "Who is Floss Grim?" asked Betsy. "Your cousin, remember?" "Oh, yes, of course," said Betsy, who, on account of having 2 legs and no tail, hadn't seen much of Mum's relatives. "What is siren duty?" Mum could be very watery when she wanted to be. She said it was to do with shipwrecks and pirates. "Someone has to keep the seas clear of trouble, and if we mermaids don't, who will?" "How do you do it?" asked Betsy. "Oh, by singing," said Mum, with a far-away look in her eye, which meant no further questions on the subject would be answered. "What else does the letter say?" "That there have been several sightings of pirate ships at the edge of the map of the world, and that Auntie Coral thinks it's a lot of seaweed over substance, and that pirates never come this way." Chapter 4. Captain Calico Kettle was a roaring rage of a pirate. He had a blue beard, a wooden hand, and 3 gold teeth. It was said that his temper was shorter than a gunpowder fuse, though he had somewhat mellowed these days. Now he wasn't so much looking for other ships to scupper as searching for the island that had been left off the map of the world. His quest had started when it heard an old smuggler's tale that had been passed from one pirate's hairy face to another pirate's hairy ear. Like all stories that aren't written on paper, the tale had become as long as it was broad. But Captain Calico Kettle wanted the bare bones, with not a gram of a lie to fatten up the truth of it. And an old smuggler told him that he had proof that such an island did exist. He'd whizzed and whirled his words into a sea fret until the captain snarled, "Where's this proof? Show me the proof, you old bilge rat." And the smuggler had brought out from his pantaloons a small chest that was chained to the wrist of what he called his wicked wooden hook. "In here," he said, "in here is the proof." Captain Calico Kettle was not a patient man, and with a single blow of his cutlass had taken the wicked wooden hook and the chest and skedaddled back to the Kettle Black. There in his cabin he opened the chest, only to find a book full of pesky words that wouldn't stay still. He shouted at the scallywags, but it did no good. He called the boatswain, the powder monkey, and the cabin boy, but none of them, or indeed any other member of his scurvy crew, could read the book either. Captain Calico Kettle had an idea. "We'll have to kidnap some landlubber who can read," he said. 3 days later, through his spyglass, he spotted a cruise liner. The captain of the cruise liner, seeing the Kettle Black, skull and crossbones flying, bearing down on him, made the sensible decision to abandon ship. He made sure all the passengers and crew escaped unharmed in the lifeboats. All, that is, except Septimus Plank. Septimus was a handsome young man who had trained to be a pastry chef, and this was his first job, baking cakes and pastries for the passengers' tea. He had been so busy making cream puffs that he hadn't realized the cruise liner had been boarded by pirates. Septimus was